In this part, we are now about to create this menu part. That means this menu bar with all these things over here. As we can see, this about us section with this icon, this services, blog, contact, etc. So this is the part that we need to understand how to build this up, how to build this menu item. So that is why we are getting back to our project, and first of all into this index.html, beneath all these things, this div class, container fluid, banner element, we are now going to create another div class, container fluid, and this time we are going to create another class which we will be using along with this container fluid. So why we are using it along with container fluid? Because in this particular case there won't be any 15 pixels of padding from either end, from this left part and from this right part. So that is why we are going to use this menu holder. As from our template we can see that there is no practically any kind of padding, as we can see here. Now we are getting back to our project, and inside this container fluid we will be now creating some added class. But first of all, let's produce the grid consumption syntax. Now we are specifying that we will be consuming all these 12 grids with and width of lesser than 1200 pixels. It will be placing all the contents vertically stacked one over another. Now first of all, copy this menu holder part and get back to custom style sheet.css, and here create the exact same class name. So first of all we are creating this background here, and for the time being we are providing a padding for say bottom of 20 pixels. Now if we get back into our project and reload, we can see that this thing is now appeared over here. It is now being placed into your project. Now before that, I'd like to say you that we have made a couple of changes behind the scene, such as we have created a text transform of uppercase. That means we have converted all those lowercase text formats into uppercase, and that is why it is now appearing in blocks in a capital format, as you can see here. But we never mentioned any kind of transform uppercase in case of this head banner right H4 panel. But if you want to transform it into an uppercase, then all you have to do, you have to get back over here and you have to type in as text transform, and we'll be transforming our letters into uppercase. And if we get back to our project and reload, we can see that this thing is also now transformed into its uppercase letter. But this is not the exact thing that we deserve, that we want here. So we won't be using this text transform uppercase code in case of banner element right panel H4, and it will be left as it is. So there it goes. We need to check whether this thing is in order. So we are pressing Ctrl Shift M, and here we can see that it is now placed into order. We need to make some minor changes, such as if we put a padding top of 1 em instead of 0.5 em, and there it goes. Increase the margin left to -1 em, and in this way we can place our contents a little bit shifted towards the left. And if we get back to our mobile responsiveness view, we can see that there goes the problem. It is now actually being shifted towards the left, and this is what it will look like into this mobile responsive preview. So this is what you need to rectify under mobile device condition. So that is why you are copying this thing. We need to paste it max width 767 pixels over here, and we are stating it to be 0. So there won't be any tilt shifting towards left. Now let's concentrate into creating this menu item. So we have created this menu holder here. There it goes. This is the menu holder, and inside this menu holder, into this index.html, inside this call lg12. So this is the first thing that we are going to check here, navbar default. Now we can see that on creating this particular navbar default, this thing is now appearing over here. Now all we need to do, we need to create some additional classes here. Another thing, we need to mention here the role. What exact role is it playing over here? It is navigation. So that is the thing we need to mention over here, and then inside we are creating a div class navbar header, and inside we are creating a button navbar toggle. Then we need to create the data toggle syntax, which will be navbar toggle, and then we need to create this data target. Now one thing I need to say, that do not ever forget to add this data target, which indicates the class name. What is the exact purpose it is doing over here? Well, I guess that this has been discussed in our previous tutorial Bootstrap series, So if you need to know about all these things, I guess you need to check out our previous tutorial into this matter. But I would like to say, especially for this data target, that whatever you do, never forget to add this particular syntax, which is known as data target. Actually, this is the place which is indicating which particular class is to be targeted. On clicking this class name and all the properties along with it, those will be collapsing, or those will be displayed in front of you. So this is the exact class name which actually indicates, which actually points to that particular div which is holding all those things inside. So never forget to use this. In this respect, we would like to say that we have made a problem here. It is data toggle collapse, not navbar collapse. So we have created this button element over here. The next thing we are going to do, we are going to create some series of span classes. I know you might be wondering of what are all these things, what exact purpose it is now serving here. We will be having our solution, but first of all, let's build it over here. So this is the thing up to this part. Then the button is ended over here, and after this button we are going to create an href class. There it goes. So far in the last case, you have to add here a particular name. I'm providing it as menu. So we have created up to this part. The first thing is we are getting back to our project and we are reloading. This menu writing that has been branded over here, that has been created over here, is being now executed into our web page. But nothing is there. Those were created inside, such as this SR only, this icon bar, all these things. Those things are practically the classes which is exactly used in Bootstrap's own CSS that has been used over here, and the utilization of it. Let's get back to Ctrl+Shift+M, and we can see that at lower resolution 3 horizontal bars are appeared over here. So all these things, those things are practically indicating that these SR classes, this toggle navigation, this will be observed in this lower resolution or lower dimension of our device width. But in case of the maximum width dimension of our display width, which is 1200 pixels or higher, all those things will be disappeared and your menu items will be coming then side by side. Those things are not been created so far. So this is the next exact thing that we are going to create now.